Hi there, it's Karen here. Welcome back. And I'm back from my holidays. I probably won't make many videos this week, but I thought I would just pop in, show you, do a little haul video, show the things I bought while I was away and tell you a bit about it, a bit about our little holiday in Yorkshire, and just catch you up with what's happening with us at the moment. So I'm going to start off with this little book. Now, it's just Hansel and Gretel. I don't know what I'll do with it, but it was a little golden book, and I'm always seeing on YouTube people doing videos, making journals and working with little golden books, and I didn't even think you could get them in this country. It clearly didn't start life here because it's got 59 cents stamped in the corner here. So somehow it's made its way over the ocean to this country, and I thought, well, it's in such great condition. I mean, it really is. It's got a lovely bit of binding. I don't know if that's some washi tape or something, but it just finishes it off lovely, and it's in such good condition. The pages aren't torn or anything, and I just thought, well, I can't not pick it up because, you know, one of these days I might want to do something with it. I've got to go and watch some videos and see how you do it and what people make with them. I don't really know. I imagine it's a children's style journal. Apparently used to belong to Meredith. But yeah, it's got some really, really nice little images, and it's a really sweet little book. So I just thought I'll pick it up, even if one day Alyssa might want to read it. I don't know if she will, but yeah, I couldn't. I think it was £2.50. So, and this was in a little shop that was more of like what she called a pre-loved shop. So it wasn't a charity shop, and it wasn't really an antique shop. She had a lot of clothes, like vintage clothes and things, and just a few other bits and bobs. And it was just around the corner from where we were staying. We were staying in a little town called Knaresborough. It's a lovely little place. It's a Knaresborough with a silent K. Starts with K, but it's Knaresborough. It's quite near Harrogate, if anybody knows roughly where those places are. I mean, quite honestly, my geography of this country is pretty rubbish, so I wouldn't expect anybody to know where I'm talking about. But it's up in the Yorkshire Dales, and it was a beautiful place, and the town was lovely. We had quite a nice little place. We were staying right in the heart of town, little tiny cottage, 1 bedroom upstairs and 1 room downstairs, super tiny, but it was walkable. I mean, everything was just really close by, so that worked really well for us. So that was my first little purchase. And then I went round all the charity shops in Knaresborough. They do have a few. So one of the things I picked up was this lacy top. So I haven't found a lot of lacy tops for a while, but I seem to have done quite well this year. So I bought a couple on my birthday when I went out shopping with Richard. And this one, you can see it's really quite. It's not at all. It's not two-dimensional. It's quite fine. And there's lots of it, so it's a whole. It's all covered with lace. So I'll just cut off all the backing. I don't think it's something I'd want to use. It's a kind of. It's not too bad actually. It's a bit of a jersey cotton, I suppose. Might be usable. I don't know. I'll probably give it a wash because it has that charity shop smell. But I thought it was rather pretty. It's a nice kind of cream colour, which I really like. So I picked that up. Picked up a couple of books in one of the shops. I don't know if any of you have heard of these books. They're called. They're all about the White Oaks of Jalna. So Jalna was the house, the home that they built, and I think there were people that moved from England over to United States, and they built a family home, and it's just all about. There was I don't know how many books. Must have been 20 odd books, loads of them. It's a whole series, and they went through generations. White Oak was the name of the family, and Jalna was the name of the home. And years ago, I can't remember how old I was, but I was, maybe in my teens, maybe a bit older. I collected the whole set and read them all. And I just saw these, and I thought, I remember those. I remember reading them and trying to get them because sometimes they were going out of print, and I had to kind of search for them sometimes. And I believe there might have even been I think there was a TV series as well. Probably in the 70s, I'm not sure. So many of you won't even remember that, but some of you might. yeah, so I just saw them in this shop and I thought, oh, well, I've been wanting to do, or thinking I might like to do another altered book. I haven't done one for ages. And the books I've got at the moment are, I think, a bit too big for that. So I thought these might be quite a good size. Particularly this one, it's not too thick. And the covers are in quite good condition as well. The book the book cover, not so much the fly jacket, but this one looks like it's been covered in something. I used to do this as well, cover it with some plastic to protect it, so that's in better condition. Yeah, so they were £1 each, so I thought they were quite a good buy. They had loads of these, and I just restricted myself to 2. Don't plan to read them again. And then for £1, I got some more music paper. It's just this really scruffy looking little. In fact, I think £1 was probably quite expensive, really, because it wasn't in great condition. But I thought, well, £1's nothing really, is it these days? So I picked that up. Probably the same shop. And in another charity shop on another day, I picked up some sewing pattern paper, one of these things. Mainly because I think I saw a video by Tina while I was away, Tina at Shabby Dabby Doodah, using some of this paper to make some shiny pictures from magazines look a bit more vintage. And I thought it's a really great idea, because often they are a bit shiny when you pick up, even though you've got some nice pictures. In some books, they can, or magazines, they can come over as a bit shiny. And if you want to make them look a bit more vintage, you just cover them with some of these papers. And I know I've got some somewhere, but I wasn't sure how much I had left, so I thought, well, I'll pick that up. And I think I got it for like £1.50 or something. Yeah, I think it was £1.50 or £2, something like that. But there's loads in there, so I was quite pleased with that. And I know I can use that. And then I also went to when we went to Harrogate, I picked these up. There was this quarter where they did, it was more of an antiques quarter, more like an emporium, where they have lots of different traders in different parts of the building selling different things. And I had just a good old mooch round. I like doing that sort of thing. I like those shops. And I spotted these. Well, the one I saw, there was a pile of them, was this one, Woman's Own. And look at her. I mean, 50s or what? Well, it is. They're from 1959. Both of these are 1959. They're either from 59 or from 1960, and I thought, well, I'm planning to do a 50s journal, as I may have mentioned once or twice, collecting some bits, and I thought, well, I've just got to get these because they've got some wonderful images. I love her, although she's probably far too big to go in the journal or even on the cover, but there are some nice, when you go through, a few nice images here and there. I mean, they're quite thick. They're quite, there's nearly 80 pages in this one. So, leafing through, I'm sure I'll be able to pick out some things to use in the journal. That's a lovely one, isn't it? Oh, look at these. These are wallpapers, crown wallpapers. That one, I'm sure I've seen something very similar to that in my pack of wallpapers by Tim Holtz. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'd use that, but I just think that there's many things in here. These are rather good that I could use. Probably more than I'm ever going to need. But I just thought that, this would just make the journal feel a little bit more authentic, I suppose. So I've got a couple, and they've all got really, really lovely images in. Or a mixture of things, really, and adverts and Queen's Gardens. I've got these, and it's, I'm the kit I've bought for this, I mean, I have already got the kit, is about 50s fashion, really, so I can certainly pick out some things from here as well to add a bit of authenticity to my journal. Anyway, so I picked that up, and yeah, they were quite, and this 5p, no, not even p, 5 pence, because this was pre-decimalisation over here. So it is 5 with an old D, 5 old pennies. But I had to pay £8 for them, for each of them. Not cheap, but I think worth it. because they're pretty hefty. I mean, that's a big magazine. 80 pages. It says on the front, 80 pages. And the last shop I went into was when we were in Ripon. And I found there was a little, I think you'd call it, it was an antiques and collectibles place. Tiny little shop, absolutely stuffed. Every corner was stuffed with all sorts of little bits and pieces. Very eclectic. And there were a few little stands outside. And I was looking at a tray mat, whatever you call it. It was an embroidered thing you put on a tray. I'm sure it's got a name, but I can't remember what it is. And I was just looking at it, but I couldn't see a price. And I was showing Richard, and the guy came out and he said, "Oh, I've got more of that sort of stuff out the back." And he pulled out 3 big carrier bags full of, I don't know, doilies and clothes and bits of lace and all crochets and all sorts of stuff. And like my eyes were on stalks. And he said, "Well, he's got this lady who will just buy all of it. He just buys the whole lot of her, so he doesn't have it out on display very much." And I said, "Well, what does she do with it?" He said, "Oh, I don't know." He said, "Sells it on probably." He didn't know what she did with it. But so I picked a few pieces. He said, "Well, just have a rummage, pick out what you want, and I'll give you a price." So I did. So I found a really sweet little doily. It doesn't lie very flat, but it's quite thin, and I think you could wrap it around a journal. I don't know, cut it up. I mean, I've got a few this kind of thing. I quite like them. They add a little bit of extra something to a journal, and they're quite nice on a cover. I've got here. Oh, I thought it was only one hanky, but it's actually two little. I think they're old. They feel old. They look old. I just bought these because I love this lace. It's lovely old vintage lace around the edges, and I hadn't even realised when I bought them that I had 2. So I'm really pleased with that, because I love a bit of vintage lace, and it's a lovely cream colour, so I do like that. I've got those. Got this piece of crocheted, like a little crocheted mat, and it's cotton rather than wool. It's not so it's not too thick, and obviously you'd cut those up, and you can use them to decorate whatever. So I've got those. And then this was the one I was looking at when he came out to see what I was interested in. And I thought that was rather lovely, because you've got 2 beautiful embroidered pieces there, which would be easy just to cut up and stick on anything really. A couple of other little bits of embroidery, and then you've got this really nice linen that you can use as well. So I like that, and I don't think if it would just been that, I wouldn't have bought that on its own. But when he brought out all this other stuff and said, "I'll put it, you can put it all together, and we'll see how much it is," because none of it was priced up. So I had that, and then this is my favourite. I picked this up. I saw this, and let's get it round the right way, and let's get these out of the way because it's quite big. It's a cushion cover. But look at the colours. Isn't that lovely? It's been beautifully embroidered. And I see down this bit down here, a little squirrel and the tree and the deer. And I immediately thought autumn journal. So perfect as a cover. In fact, there's probably 2 covers in here. Plus there's the sheet, the backing, which can be used as well, because it's a nice fabric. It's lovely. It's kind of a soft fabric. It's lovely. Cotton, I think. But yeah, so there's got quite a lot of uses, and I think that's lovely. Not planning to do an autumn journal this year, just don't have the time. Want to get started a little bit earlier than usual on Christmas, I think, this year. So I think I am thinking about next year's autumn journal, which I am definitely going to do. And this will give me the incentive to actually do one next year and plan ahead a little bit. Now, we're already in September, and I want to start working on Christmas stuff around October time, because I'm always late with my Christmas journaling, Christmas preparations, and I'm always feel like I'm on catch up, and so I thought, no, I'm going to start a bit early this year and lead into it more gently, I think. So I will put this aside. I have even already chosen an autumn kit, which I've already purchased. So I really am planning ahead, way ahead. but why not when you see it? See something lovely, you think, right, that'll do me, even if I don't use it till next year. So, well, I'll leave this out, and I'll just give you a little update on things. Because it's this weekend, I'm filming this on a Friday, so we've been back a week, but it's been a really busy week. We had a usual granddaughter on Tuesday, and on Thursday we were looking after Arlo for a big chunk of the day, because we're trying to get him used to staying here, because from next Thursday we are going to be having him all day, every Thursday. And that is because on Monday he turned 1. Can you believe it? He's going to be 1 year old. And for those of you who don't know, Arlo is my little grandson. And he was born almost a year ago. And on Sunday we have got his birthday party here. So all of Saturday we will spend preparing the house for the party and putting balloons up and all that kind of thing, making sure everything's safe, because we've got a few babies coming to the party. It's mostly family coming, the family of my family and George's family, Arlo's dad. They're all going to come here, and we're going to have a really nice celebration. Don't know what he's going to make of it all. He's going to be a bit overwhelmed, I think. So then his birthday will be on Monday, and then Tuesday both his parents go back to work. And he's going to have to start nursery. Now, how he's going to cope? He's been going for settling in sessions. He seems to really like it, which we're really pleased about. He gets on very well with there's some lovely people there that, the workers that look after the children. And it's a really lovely atmosphere. So they're very happy with the place that they're taking him. And he's been there for a few different sessions over the last month and seems to be settling in quite well. And he's been coming to us for our settling in sessions as well. And he's doing okay. He did go to sleep a bit better yesterday than he had the previous time we tried. He's just having to adjust because he's missing his mum. He's realising he's not seeing his mum so much, and every time he sees her, he just wants her, which is, it's a lot of adjusting for such a little man. So we'll see how he goes. So we've got a very busy weekend ahead, which is when I would normally be filming Roxy's Weekly Challenge. So I'm hoping I'll get to do that maybe on Monday, because I haven't done one for a couple of weeks, and I do like to do them, but I've just not had time. So hopefully I'll do that for next week. But then after that I'll be back probably with my normal videos the following Monday. So it'll be another week before. I don't know when I'm going to post this, probably over the weekend. And then we'll see how it goes. We'll just have to see when my videos pop up, you'll know I've made one. So I just wanted to come and catch up with you. And I will see you again soon. Okay, bye for now.